What's up, guys? Welcome to the show. I didn't manage to get a show on the weekend. Busy weekend. So I'm back today, and a lot of things have been happening in the football world. The Saudis seem to be getting all of the players. Well, that's a slight exaggeration, but they seem to be getting a lot of players. We know Ronaldo's there. We know Benzema's there. Messi wanted to go to Inter Miami, to the Saudi. Kante's going there. And, it looked like it was just players that were sort of in the twilight of their careers, looking for, the massive payday at the end of their careers that, whatever, good on them, anyone would do it. But today, players like Ruben Neves from Wolverhampton, he's linked with a move there. It looks like it's pretty much done. £50 million deal, and he's going to be on the way to Saudi. Mega money. Mendy looks like he's close to going there as well. The goalkeeper from Chelsea. So now, from getting players that were in the twilight of their careers, late 30s, or players in their 30s, but have been injured, the last couple of seasons, are maybe not able to get to the top level in the Premier League or in the top European leagues anymore. They seem to be getting players that are in their prime. Ruben Neves is 26 years old. He could go to, pretty much any team in the Champions League and do a good job for him. Pretty much start. He's a quality midfielder. Apparently there were links with a move to Barcelona. That deal went through. And it looks like now he's going to be going to Saudi, probably on mega money. That's surprising. He's a player that's in his prime, quality player. I mean, Arsenal could have probably done with a midfielder of his caliber and his qualities. And what that has done is that has showed basically that the Saudis can attract players that are not in the twilight of their careers, that still have, a lot of years ahead of them. And they can tempt them away from the likes of a Barcelona or a Real Madrid or Manchester City and bring them to Saudi because of the paper. That's what it is, it's because of the paper, the money. Mendy as well. He's a top goalkeeper. He's a goalkeeper that could go to any of the top teams. I mean, if say, for example, if Onana goes to Manchester United, which is the big link to link up with Erik ten Hag, his old gaffer at Ajax, then Mendy could easily go to Inter Milan and be a top goalkeeper there. He's a top goalkeeper, but instead he's going to Saudi, and he's in his prime. Mendy's in his prime. So this could potentially shake up football, because when, it was no surprise that players, the likes of Ronaldo, Benzema, coming to the end of their careers, Messi and N'Golo Kante, they were linked and they'd made the move to Saudi. But now players like Mendy, players like Ziyech, players like Ruben Neves going to Saudi. This could shake up football. This could make a lot of the big heads in football, the Barca's, Manchester United's, Chelsea's, Arsenal's, Manchester City's, Inter Milan, Real Madrid. This could make a lot of the top clubs, Bayern Munich, think, hold on a minute, this is messing with the natural order of things in the football world. But like I've said previously, this is not new. George Best went to America to play in the American League. When the American League were trying to build up their league, they brought a lot of the top stars from Europe to play over there. China did it with the Chinese Super League. Players like Hulk, Paulinho, Oscar, probably the most notable one, went to China. And he went there in his prime from Chelsea. He could have went to a lot of the big clubs in Europe, but he chose to go there in his prime. And his motivation was money, life-changing money, to basically make sure that him, his family, and his community was set for life. And he made life-changing money, Oscar. Even players like Tevez, I believe, went to China. So, but the thing about the Chinese Super League, that wasn't sustainable. They had to sort of make rules, financial rules. They never had sustainable money that could carry this on for a prolonged period of time. They wanted to make the quality of the Chinese Super League better so that they could improve the quality of their homegrown players. So they wanted to bring in the European influence, the coaches, the players that have played all over Europe in the top teams to help with their own football infrastructure in China and make their homegrown players better by playing with better players that come from Europe. But the problem, well, not the problem, the difference is with Saudi is that they have unlimited funds. They have unlimited resources. So potentially, they could carry this on for as long as they want. Potentially, they can make the Saudi League potentially one of the best leagues in football if more players and top coaches are tempted by the law of the paper, the money. Personally, I don't have a problem with it. I don't really care. I think that if a player can make their living anywhere, there's players all over the world making a living in South America, Asia, North America, Africa, Europe, wherever you play, wherever you make your living, that's fine. We're playing professional sport. There's big money in professional sport, in professional football. So that's fine with me. I don't begrudge them. Any human would do it. Money talks. But maybe in terms of the natural order of things as they are, maybe some people in football might not be so happy with it. Some of the top clubs, some of the sports media, they might not be happy with it. UEFA, where do they stand with this? I don't think UEFA have any jurisdiction in that part of the world, but FIFA, where do they stand with it? FIFA, are they going to bring in sanctions? Are there going to be any sanctions that are going to come in to sort of stop the Saudis being able to flex their financial might? I mean, they don't have to worry about FFP, financial fair play, so they can pretty much do what they like. So it's going to be very interesting to see this transfer window and coming seasons, how the Saudi League grows, if they can sustain this amount of spend, this amount of money, and if this sort of tips the balance of power in the football world. Because Europe, the European leagues are the top leagues. The Premier League is the most, the watch league in the world, the most, financially powerful league in the world. Maybe over the next couple of seasons, this could change if the Saudis keep pumping this money into their league and bringing this sort of players over there. So this is a space that I'm going to be watching with great interest, and the whole of the football world is going to be watching with great interest. And I have no doubt that other top players will choose to go to Saudi this transfer window. And it's going to be very, very interesting stuff. Now, domestic transfers. I told you that Ziyech has been linked with the Saudi League, that their goalkeeper Mendy, Chelsea's, he's agreed terms with a Saudi team and he'll be over there soon as well. Arsenal, surprisingly, there have been rumours that they might choose to sell Thomas Partey. Where do I stand on this? I like Partey. I think he's a good player. He's one of the best players Arsenal have. I've said before, I don't think Arsenal have a world-class player. I think that Partey and Odegaard are the closest we have to world-class, and Saliba, but I don't believe none of them are world-class players at this precise moment in time. I would like Partey to stay at Arsenal, even if we were to get, Declan Rice, Lavia, Caicedo. The fact of the matter is, I would like us to probably get rid of Granit Xhaka, maybe get rid of Jorginho, get the likes of Declan Rice, Lavia, Caicedo, and keep the likes of Partey, keep the likes of El Nene, because the problem is we need a big squad. We're going to be competing in the Champions League, we're going to be competing Premier League, the 3 domestic trophies in our domestic league, so we need a big squad. So if we were to get rid of Xhaka and Jorginho, say for example, the ideal world, we've got Caicedo, Lavia and Declan Rice. We've still got Odegaard in there, Smith Rowe, Partey and El Nene. I think those 7 midfielders, I do think Smith Rowe should be playing in midfield as the direct replacement for Granit Xhaka in that 8 role, box to box. I think that's his best position. But those 7 midfielders would give us great depth in that position. And midfield has been a position we've been lacking in great depth for the last couple of seasons, and it's cost us, especially this season in the Premier League. So I would like to keep Partey. I don't think there's any great... I don't see it. I think they should give Partey a contract extension. I don't think that this rumour has any legs in it. According to some reports, a second bid for Declan Rice is imminent. Hopefully Arsenal manage to give West Ham the money that they want to sort of, fight off any temptedness that he could have to join Manchester City. Declan Rice. Arsenal need to get this deal done straight away, ASAP, and move on to whatever transfers they want next. Kai Havertz, he's agreed personal terms with Arsenal. Just basically Chelsea and Arsenal need to agree on the fee. I think that deal will go through according to what I've been reading and listening to. Kai Havertz to Arsenal, that's sort of, some Arsenal fans want it, some Arsenal fans don't want it. I think Havertz is a good player. If he plays in the right position, that sort of, number 10 role or playing off the right, I do think that he can be very effective in this Arsenal team. I even think that sometimes you can play him up front as an option. Chelsea were terrible last season. To judge Havertz on, last season would be unfair. Most of the Chelsea players were crap. They were shit. So I think it's better to judge Havertz on the season when Tuchel won the Champions League, when he came in halfway through the season, and also Tuchel's full season before he got sacked last season. And, Kai Havertz was one of the best players Chelsea had, and he has fantastic quality. So I'm a fan of it. If we do get Havertz, we're probably not going to get a number 9. I would like to see an Osimhen or a Lukaku come in. I'd be up for a Lukaku. I think if you stick Lukaku up front, he'll bag in loads of goals for Arsenal. But, trust the process. We have to try and trust Edu and Arteta's process and their recruitment. Most managers get recruitment wrong. Even Alex Ferguson, Pep Guardiola, they've recruited some duds. So Arteta has recruited some dud players, but most of his recruitments, him and Edu, has been good. There's also positive talks when it comes to Tierney staying on at Arsenal. Apparently he might be signing a new contract. I'm up for that. I think Tierney and Zinchenko, they're both good left backs, and them two should be battling it out for the number 1. You should rotate. I don't believe in just playing the same players all the time. Tierney would be better for some opposition, and Zinchenko would be better for other opposition. That's how it should be. That's how top managers are. I think Arteta has got to learn to rotate more. I think Arteta has got to learn to trust his squad more. And at the end of the day, there's no reason why Tierney can't get games and why Zinchenko can't get games, because they're both suited to different styles and to different sort of opposition. So that's it for today, guys. Sorry for the late video. Just had a busy day. I'll be back tomorrow for another one, an earlier video, more transfer news, more transfer rumours. So guys, please smash the like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll see you tomorrow for another one. Peace.